You've bought a movie ticket, right? Of course. But have you ever, really stopped to think about why it costs what it does? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret economics of the cinema.
I mean, it seems so simple. You tap your card, you get a QR code on your phone, but that little transaction, it's actually the grand finale of this huge invisible economic drama.
Think about it. What if the price you pay, the day you go, even those special offers, what if none of that is random? What if it's all part of a really, really brilliant economic plan?
Okay, so to get our heads around this plan, we first have to understand the problem they're trying to solve. And it all kicks off with what we're calling the movie's big gamble.
So, let's set the scene. Imagine it's a Friday night, you're on London's South Bank. The crowds are buzzing outside the BFI for a big premiere of a new British film. The whole vibe is electric, right? But behind all that glamour, you can bet the studio is absolutely holding its breath.
And why are they so nervous? Because before even one person has bought a ticket, that studio has already poured tens of millions of pounds into the project. In economics, we call these fixed costs. They are sunk. That money is gone.
And this is the central puzzle of the whole film industry. You've got these enormous fixed costs up front, paying the actors, the filming, all the marketing. But then the marginal cost, the cost of letting just one more person sit in an empty seat, it's pretty much nothing. Zero. So how on earth do you make your money back?
So yeah, if it costs nothing to fill an empty seat, how do you set a price that's going to recoup those tens of millions? Well, this brings us to the big problem with trying to charge everyone the exact same price.
I mean, it's a fair question, isn't it? If you just want to get bums on seats and each extra person costs you nothing, why not just set one low price and pack the place out every single time?
Well, the thing is, not everyone values the experience the same way. You've got the superfans who would happily pay a premium for that opening night buzz at the BFI. And then you've got other people who are totally cool with waiting a few months to watch it at home for way less. A single price just doesn't work for either group.
Okay, so let's say you charge, £15 for every ticket. Well, you've just lost everyone who would have paid £10. And that empty seat? It's pure waste. The cinema loses money, and someone misses out on a film they wanted to see. Economists have a great name for this: deadweight loss. It's value that just, poof, disappears.
So, how do the studios and cinemas get around this deadweight loss problem? They use a very, very smart pricing solution. And here's the big reveal. The solution is to charge different people different prices for the exact same film. Yeah, it's called price discrimination. It might sound a little clinical, but it's an incredibly powerful economic tool. And this isn't just guesswork. This whole strategy is so well understood that it's actually broken down into 3 distinct types. They call them the degrees of price discrimination. So you have first degree, which is kind of the holy grail, charging every single person exactly what they're willing to pay. That's almost impossible. So in the real world, cinemas focus on the other 2. Second degree, which is all about versioning, and third degree, which is about groups.
Let's break down second degree. You can see it right here. It's all about releasing the film in different versions over time. The die-hard fans pay top whack, say £18, for that premiere experience. A few weeks later, you can rent it on demand for maybe a tenner. Then months later, it pops up on your subscription service. See, it's the same film. The only thing that changes is when you see it. You, the customer, get to choose the price point you're comfortable with.
All right, now for third degree. This is the one you've probably used yourself. It's all about giving discounts to specific identifiable groups. And in the UK, we see this everywhere. Students, NHS and healthcare workers, military veterans, people over 65, they all get cheaper tickets. And the logic is simple. These groups tend to be a bit more sensitive to price, so that little discount can be the thing that gets them off the sofa and into the cinema.
Okay, so that's the how. We've got the different degrees of pricing, but let's pull it all back to the beginning. Why does any of this actually matter?
When you boil it all down, the goal is actually pretty simple. All these different prices, all these tiers, they're all designed to do one thing: claw back those tens of millions in fixed costs. And they do it by trying to capture as much of what each and every person is willing to pay as they possibly can.
And this leads us to another cool economic idea: consumer surplus. So, imagine you were secretly willing to pay £20 for that opening night ticket, but you only had to pay £18. That £2 difference? That's your consumer surplus. It's extra value you got to keep. Price discrimination is really just the art of capturing that surplus from people willing to pay more, which then lets the cinema offer the film for less to people who aren't.
And you know what? There's a really positive side to all this. This whole complex pricing thing actually gets rid of a lot of that dead weight loss we talked about. You get fewer empty seats. The entire system becomes way more efficient. And maybe most importantly, it means more people from all sorts of different income levels get to experience the magic of the movies.
Okay, let's roll the final reel on this and do a quick recap of your ticket's secret story.
I think this quote really nails it. Same film, different screens, different audiences, different prices, but always the same logic of economics.
So what's the bottom line here? First, remember the film business model. Massive costs up front, almost zero cost per viewer. The solution to that puzzle is price discrimination. And we see it mainly through versioning, paying more to see it sooner, and those group discounts for students, NHS staff, and so on. And the result of all this? The studio makes its money back, and way more of us get to enjoy the film. It's kind of win-win.
So, next time you're buying a movie ticket, you'll know the incredible economic story that's happening right there on your phone screen. And that just leaves one last question for you to think about. Now that you can see this pattern in the cinema, where else do you see this exact same economic story playing out?